challenging and scenic and a little bit of history to it. So. Just rock bounce it. I'm Ricky B with RCV Performance.
I'm Matt with Knuckle Films, and this is the Southern Overland Adventure. You can't have a Jeep and just simply drive by an RTI ramp.
Yeah, this is we have now learned how to Jeep people, and this is what you do.
Oh,
actually, that's not
supposed to be a Jeep under one of them.
Yeah,
or all of them.
Supposed to stack tires.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Warm, 225.
Really? So we're here at Windrock. We just went through the gate. We're going up the mountain right now up to G2, where we'll take a scenic route out to the edge of the property where we go. We'll check out an old abandoned train. This is become a pretty popular spot for a lot of the people that come out here. But it's you know, again, there's a history and a story to this train, and we want to find that out. So we're gonna cruise out there and try to make it in time to go to Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary by 10 a.m. About 2.5 hours of trail time between now and then. I think it's doable. You know, we'll see if it works out.
Southern Overland Adventure, day 3.
So supposedly this train was purchased and put here in order to do tours, kind of like a luxury tours through the mountains and whatnot. It was going to go up to somewhere like in Kentucky and back.
A little starter fluid, a couple batteries.
You think you can get it running, Bruce?
I can do it.
Probably take some fucking
No worries.
coal or something.
Fuck that. Let's just
No steam engine.
Let's LN swap it.
And well, somewhere in the project, it either ran out of money or whatnot, and the train is probably from the mid 1900s.
It's crazy.
Hello, Horn Ricky.
I'm a little worried what kind of STDs are in here.
No, but you can see the broken windows
Yeah.
and whatnot. I don't know why people do that, but
I just figured it'd be a lot rougher shape in here than this.
well, I mean, it wasn't that long ago that it was intended to do the tours.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, obviously the train is very old, but you know, it was going to be fixed up, and I mean, it probably wasn't 10 years ago that this thing was in perfect running order. So the parties that purchased the train and had this project going just abandoned it, left it here on the outskirts of Windrock to kind of, I don't know, get rid of it or just store it until they were ready for it or something. But what I find interesting in here is a lot of the signs and whatnot. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Is that French?
Yeah, something.
Or what is that?
I'm gonna go with French.
Yeah, I'd love to know the actual true story on this thing. It's all rumors and hearsay. You know, you hear different stories from different people.
Pretty neat.
This is cool. 100 grand, we can get it right.
Just start flipping switches until something happens.
What?
It's gonna have a little bit of ass to it.
Yeah.
That thing's pretty neat. If you ever come out to Windrock, be sure to come over here and check that out. Pretty cool. Tell you what, I wasn't sure about this whole Jeeping thing. Never had a Jeep before. Well, I had like a big rock bouncer off-road only Jeep, but I didn't have it very long. Anyways, this whole like wheel some and then get on the road and drive and go wheel some more, I kind of dig it. I'm kind of liking the Jeep thing. So far, I was 1 for 3. Now I'm 2 for 4. So I'm 50-50. I'm doing pretty good as far as trails to working on something because I broke it. Broke a brake line on the first trail of the day yesterday. Fixed that up. Got the lockers working correctly. Yeah, but other than that, Jeep's doing pretty dang good. So I'm pretty happy with it for a 6-day build, which was really only half days. So really a 3-day build. It's really not that bad. It's been doing really good. There's a few things I'm going to change up, but I'm digging it. A damage report. I don't want to know what's going on. I want a damage report.
Damage report?
Yeah, so missing part of a thumb. You got people with food poisoning.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we've got guys dropping like flies. So a couple guys broke down on their way to the trip. Didn't show at all. We lost 2 yesterday due to food poisoning, of all things. They grabbed a lunch that we didn't. So luckily we made it through. And now there's just 3 of us. So we are taking on the Brushy Mountain Prison here shortly. And we look forward to checking that out and learning a lot about the area here. The Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, claim to fame is it is where James Earl Ray escaped. And when he escaped, he ran through the mountains, on the outskirts of Windrock for a few days, and eventually was caught barely far away enough from the prison to even send dogs. So he spent 3 days running circles. And since then, they've actually come up with a foot race. It's the hardest foot race in the world. I believe they call it the Berkeley Challenge. The gentleman named Berkeley I believe, named it after himself, or they named it after him. And they do a foot race for like 48 hours through the same route that James Earl Ray took through the woods. So pretty wild stories going on around here. But what we're here for today is the prison is rumored to be haunted. There are people shipping themselves out of here and getting suffocated in boxes and stuff, and there's a lot of crazy stories that happen at this place. So this has been since shut down for the last few years, and they've only opened it up for special tours such as this one.
But then there were so many murders, it's mind-boggling. We've got almost 500 unclaimed bodies here. And from what we've been finding when we look them up, those was mainly before the 50s.
Okay.
So then you go through the years, even after that, there's been a lot of murders. So, but yeah, I don't know. We get good, we get bad. We've got poltergeist activity. You name it, we've got it.
Indian.
Yeah, we do. We've got some Indian. This was also Indian grounds here.
Of course.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
It has to be an Indian burial ground.
Yeah, and then, but when I say that, back before Cherokee, we've been told like the Paleo Indians were here, and we found some artifacts, and then the Cold Creek Wars, of course.
Right.
And we've even found a few Civil War buttons and stuff, on the property. So who knows what all happened here, There's no tellings. But here we had this is where, if you look up our paranormal activity, there was a little guy named Jack Jet. He's a little people, little person. So they stabbed him. He was snitching and ratting them out. So they just brutally murdered him out here while he was on the phone to his mom. So that's one. We were told one was set on fire out here. This is also where the whipping post used to be. In which I'll show you when we walk around, because it was up the side of this mountain here is where they would have brought in the coal miners when they'd come down. And there's a sally port over there where the chapel is. That was originally a shower house. So they'd have came in and showered, and then they hot bunked it, so they'd have switched out. And if they didn't get that day's quota, they got beat. And so they had to work sick, healthy, it didn't matter. And so the next day they'd have to go back, they'd have to get that day's quota plus yesterday's. They got beat again, so a lot of them were beat to death. There was a tuberculosis outbreak here, you know, so there was dysentery. There was, I mean, these men, they had a hard life here, so. And they built everything. Everything you see, that this rock, they quarried the rock, they built these buildings, they mined the coal.
Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for that.
Just that's the experience.
So
Yeah.
cell 28 down this walk was the last cell James Earl Ray was in. It's open, the one that's open down there.
And prison here. Moonshine.
So this is the cell where James Earl Ray spent his time. Of course, he's probably the most famous prisoner here after murdering Martin Luther King. And he actually was one of their most high security inmates and somehow figured out a way to escape. And pretty surprising story.
Got 4 stories of cells.
But yeah, he built a ladder and hid it at the back wall. I can show you where it was, but they faked a fight out in the, there used to be some baseball fields and stuff in the very back, so they faked a fight, and while the guards was watching the fight, trying to break it up, he popped the ladder up, went over the wall, and 4 others went also. One was a black man. He didn't know who went over the wall, but once he figured it out, he said if he didn't know who it was, he wouldn't have bothered. But yeah, that's how he got out.
And he was gone for how long?
56 hours.
56 hours working.
Did they catch all of them that escaped?
Yeah.
And he was, they said, not very far from the prison, right?
No, I think it was like 8 miles maybe.
Yeah.
They moved him around a lot too because he was such a risk. You know, he escaped from Missouri State. He was there and he escaped. That was right before the murder of Martin Luther King. So.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he was already wanted when he murdered Martin Luther King.
Well, he was petty crimes really is what he was known for, but yeah, always did something, yeah.
Back in there, we got the kitchen. Actually started cooking food outside, she said, because there was so many murders and stuff in the kitchen.
I'm starting to get a little creeped out, to be honest.
It's a heavy door. Bye, guys.
See you later.
But what happened, there was 2 brothers that was sentenced here, and they say he was, you know, but he shot one of the brothers. And so this other brother gets on his work crew, and he sharpens the end of his shovel and chops his head off. So
The warden's head.
No, he wasn't a warden, he was a guard.
Guard.
Yeah, but now he's the only one we have found that is buried over in the cemetery with the unclaimed inmates. So he's a guard there, but yeah.
So,
Try to do something cool for people.
Ricky got lost in the cell.
Yeah.
He's locked.
Well, all right, guys. Well, I'll see you later.
All right.
Back here, but I hate this place. And do you all have any light? Because this used to be, this was the auditorium, and they used to show movies back here. Now they've added some rooms, like it would have been like counseling and crap like that back here. But used to, they showed film, so there was a lot of deaths here, a lot of throats slit.
Oh, this is where like it was a communion type where everybody coming to watch a movie.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
No, we got a creeper back here. I do not like him. I do not like him, but a lot of video has been caught of him back here too, of a big shadow figure. So, the shadow figure doesn't bother me. It's the one on the ground climbing on his belly that bothers me.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going last. Y'all can go last.
So none of these rooms are here. They would have been setting out this way, and the fields would have been shining here.
And what are these rooms?
They
Viewing?
would have just been like counseling and, you know.
I got you. So this is after the theater.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Counseling. Wow. Somebody spent a lot of time right there. There's cigarette butts piled up.
Well, that's one of the things we get activity out of. We offer cigarettes because they weren't allowed to have that stuff. And believe it or not, you can look up, there's video footage out there, you can light a cigarette here. And I swear to God, they'll smoke the daggum thing, I swear, on my life. But you know, because cigarettes now are made to where they'll go out if you don't smoke them. No, you'll see it light up, they will smoke it to the filter. So,
Shame none of us smoke.
That's a lot of days, weeks, whatever it is. Yeah, it was. Walls on all sides except for one. Mountain. Ricky went up it, surely it'll work.
Hey, you might want to go individually. Thing's flexing.
Like they're gonna yell, like, hey, can't go in there. You know, just take a dump while you watch Prisoners. No big deal.
Hey, look at this, Matt. Guards.
Nice.
So we're back behind the Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary now. One cool feature is every single rock in the wall was chiseled out of the mountains surrounding it. So they came up here and took everything that they needed to build the wall around the state penitentiary. And you can see the buildings here that were used for workers and whatnot have since been put on the ground. But
you even seen this little waterfall right here where they've got rock out of this area for the prison. All squared off, pretty wild. What's going on in there? Night night.
Nap time.
Alright, the tour of the penitentiary was freaking awesome. If you ever get a chance to come by here, by the time you see this video, it will be officially open to the public. They got a restaurant, they got a brewery, they're doing tours, paranormal tours. There's all kinds of cool stuff here. If you're in the area, you should definitely stop by. There's even a Jeep trail that goes by and goes up to the top, so you can check out where they got the rock from to build the walls around the prison. So be sure to check that out. Back on the road. We'll be on the road for about an hour and then it's off the road again. All right, we are in the Nemo region of the Catoosa Wildlife Management Area, and they tell us that you can actually drive through the Nemo train tunnel, and we might possibly need four-wheel drive, so we're all about it. They're gonna just shimmy down there onto this roof. Is he napping again?
That is an awful way to.
Wow, that's fun.
Onto the Jeep.
We stopped for a minute so Jeremy could take a nap. He's kind of old. Old people have to take naps. But now, we're going to try to find Nemo.
We're gonna go see some train tunnels?
Yeah!
Let's do it.
Here it is, folks. The Nemo Tunnel.
So this is the Nemo Tunnel located in the Catoosa Wildlife Management Area. The tunnel was originally constructed in the 1890s as an extension of the Cincinnati Railroad. The Cincinnati Railroad then became I believe the Southern Railway. The purpose for this tunnel was to capture natural resources from the area and get them to the main railway system. Since then it's been abandoned, and you can actually drive through them in a four-wheel drive vehicle if you can find them. And quite frankly, it is a very cool experience. This tunnel is, I don't know how long it is, honestly. I see light at the end of the tunnel, no pun intended, and we've roughly been in here at 5 miles an hour for about 10 minutes. So very cool sight to see on our way through from Windrock back to Alabama to Busted Knuckle Off-Road Park.
Ricky's gonna go log hopping. Now he's got the top down. Doing something now. You got that thing in double O or something?
You know, just Jeep props.
Wow!
Keep an eye on that black Jeep in front of you.
on the road. This is the road portion of the day today, and we are heading to Knuckle Off-Road Park. So we're gonna try to make it to Stevenson tonight, and we'll spend the night there and get up in the morning and we'll B Corp all day long. Oh Lord, here we go. After all this wheeling, now they want to get on the interstate. Wish us luck. I need a V8 in this thing. So this thing sucks on the interstate. Suspension's great. The gearing seems to be good. I mean, I don't want to go lower than 513s. This motor has just got to go. It's gutless. It feels like it makes like 150 horsepower at best. Finally, back in Alabama. All right, that's it. We are pulling up to the cabin right here at Knuckle Off-Road Park. We're going to call it a night, get some rest, and then hit it hard on the trails first thing in the morning.
Whoa, right there.